Good morning. Please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and spell your last name.
Baronet, last name Gibson, Gibson.
Thank you.
May you please the court, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Before you, Ms. Baronet Gibson. This is case number 2024 GS450080. Your Honor, she was charged with discharging a firearm into a dwelling and pointing and presenting a firearm at persons. Your Honor, she is represented by Attorney Chris Kane of the Williamsburg County Public Defender's Office. She is here this morning to plead guilty to the pointing and presenting a firearm at persons. The discharging the firearm into a dwelling is being dismissed as part of the plea this morning. The state's recommendation is a 3-year sentence suspended to 1 year of probation in regards to the pointing and presenting a firearm. Your Honor, just in regards to victim notification, we have reached out several times to the victim, Ms. Rouse, via email, U.S. mail, and by telephone. She even gave us multiple addresses that notice was sent to as well regarding this court, and we have not heard back from her.
Okay. Mr. Kane, you represent Baronet Gibson.
I do, Your Honor.
Explain to her the nature of the charge, possible penalties she could receive, and her constitutional rights regarding the jury trial.
I have, Your Honor.
Ms. Gibson, today are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol, ma'am?
No.
Ever have any treatment for any mental health problems?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
I'm type 2 bipolar and I have PTSD. When I was 10 years old, I never got help for it until I was 44 years old. I'm now 67. Never got help for it. And, my father that raised me was a heroin addict, and that led to a lot of complications in our home.
Okay. Are you taking medication for?
Yes, I am. Disparole.
Are you taking it like you're supposed to?
Yes, I am.
And are you thinking clearly here today?
Yes.
All right. You understand that pointing and presenting a firearm carries a maximum penalty of 5 years. And when you plead guilty, Ms. Gibson, you give up constitutional rights, you give up your right to remain silent, and your right to a jury trial. In a jury trial, the state would have the burden of proving you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, all 12 jurors. In a jury trial, you could question the state's witnesses against you, you could call witnesses to testify for you, and you could present a defense. But when you plead guilty, you give up those jury trial rights, you waive your defenses, and there won't be a trial. You understand all of that?
Yes.
Count 1 of this indictment states that you did here in Williamsburg County on or about April 29th of 2023, point or present a loaded or unloaded firearm at Giovanni Rouse in violation of section 16-23-410 of South Carolina Code of Laws. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
State's recommending I sentence you to 3 years and suspend that, put you on probation for a year. Is that your understanding?
Yes, it is.
Other than that recommendation, has anybody promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, they haven't.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, they haven't.
Are you doing it freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I am.
Satisfied with the services of Mr. Kane?
Yes, I am.
And you're pleading guilty because you are guilty.
Yes, I am.
All right, you have 10 days from today's date to appeal the plea or the sentence. If you wanted to appeal, that appeal would have to be filed in writing with this court. State's going to give you the facts, then I'll come back to you.
And Your Honor, on May 7th of 2023, Williamsburg County deputies responded to 2257 Neesmith Road in the Neesmith area of Williamsburg County in reference to a complaint. When they arrived on the scene, they were met by Ms. Giovanni Rouse. She reported that a female subject named Ms. Vera had shot inside of a residence due to her becoming upset because Ms. Rouse could not locate a remote to a television. Ms. Rouse stated that that shot did cause damage to her front door. And Ms. Rouse stated that Ms. Vera and other persons told her that if she reported the crime to law enforcement, that things would get bad. Ms. Rouse did attempt to show law enforcement the surveillance footage from the incident, but was unable to do so due to her cell phone battery dying. Law enforcement continued to investigate this incident. Ms. Rouse was able eventually to show Sergeant McFadden with the Williamsburg County Sheriff's Office a video from the incident date where the female subject, who was identified as a Vera, was inside of the residence waving around a black pistol, and she began fussing with Ms. Rouse. On the footage, they were able to see 2 men that were trying to de-escalate the situation and calm Ms. Veronet down. Ms. Rouse stated that she was then seen walking behind one of the male subjects who was standing in front of her, and as Ms. Rouse walks past, that is when Ms. Gibson pointed the gun at her. Once she passed by, that is when she heard a shot go off, and inside she was able to retrieve a .380 bullet and 1 .380 shell casing. Ms. Rouse also followed with law enforcement by doing a photo lineup, and she was able to select correctly Ms. Gibson out of that photo lineup. And in regards to any criminal history, Ms. Gibson does not have any.
All right, Ms. Gibson, the facts that she recited, are they substantially correct?
Not all the way.
Well, that's why I used the word substantially. Do you admit either pointing or presenting the firearm to Ms. Rouse?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I find there's a substantial factual basis for the plea. Find the defendant's decision to plead guilty is freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. She's had the advice of counsel and attorney with whom she's satisfied. I'll accept the plea. Mr. King.
Your Honor, Ms. Gibson is 67 years old. She lives in Georgetown County. As you've heard, she does have PTSD and type 2 bipolar disorder, and as you've heard, the circumstances give rise to those two conditions. She is currently employed as a notary. She's been on disability since 2006. And as of today, I think she's going to be partaking of some new services from the Public Defender's Office, speaking with our mitigation expert, as I love to call her. I believe that they're discussing counseling for those conditions rather than just straight drug prevention of those symptoms. I believe that a lot of those issues are what gave rise to this situation. She does recognize that it was wrong, would like to move forward from this and get the help that we are now able to provide her, and we just ask the court to take the plea.
All right, Ms. Gibson, anything that you want to say, ma'am?
No.
Okay. All right, I'll follow the state's recommendation. The sentence is 3 years. That's suspension placed on probation for 1 year. She's given credit for any time that she served. Special conditions, no contact with the victim, and this case will be transferred to Georgetown County. And I do find that the state has complied with the Victims' Bill of Rights by attempting to contact the victim in this case by telephone, email, and written letters sent through the U.S. mail to all addresses provided from the victim. So they have complied with their obligations. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.